Hi guys, you highly welcome back to our YouTube channel. Thank you very much. We appreciate all our subscribers. Then if you are watching this channel for the first time, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to support this channel. So the first thing that we are going to do now before cutting a 6-piece skirt is how to calculate. We have to calculate our measurements, especially our skirt waist, our hip measurements, then our new, that is our skirt half length. We need to calculate them. How do we calculate them? Like the measurements we are working with, our waist is 38. 38 plus 10 inches. The 10 inches is for the sewing allowance that we are going to be using to stitch our skirt. Then that 10 inches, how do we get the 10 inches? I will drop a link below on this video so that you will see the details on how we got 10 inches for the sewing allowance. Then for the hip measurement is 47 inches. 47 inches plus 10 inches, it will give us 57 inches. So for that new measurement, we are going to use our hip circumference measurement minus 4 inches. Check on that. So now for the skirt length, that will be the first thing I will do. The skirt length is 43. But for the band now that we are cutting two for each side. When you fold it together, it gives us 4 inches. Then that 1 inch that we added is for the sewing allowance. Hope I'm clear. That's for the band. Then you gum stay inside your band. Then you stitch in half. So now the waist we are working with is 8 inches. 8 inches divided by 2. Just fold your tape measure into 2 and mark it. That is 4. Then from this place, I'll be measuring my hip line. My hip line is 9 inches. 9.5. My hip circumference measurement now is for each pieces is 9.5. 9.5 divided by 2. Just fold your fabric. Just fold your tape measures into 2 in order to get accurate measurements. For the knee measurements is 53 divided by 6. It will give us 8.8 inches. 8.8 inches, that will be 8.8 3/4. So now I've divided it into 2. Just mark it. You don't need to add any sewing allowance to your skirt again. Then I'll be using my hip cuff to finish it up. So after connecting the points, the next thing now, you just slant your hands towards the hemming line. Just slant down your hand towards the hemming line like this. The next thing to do now is just to cut out our skirts. For more explanation, you divide your waist circumference by 6 plus 10. My waist circumference is 38 plus 10. That will give me 48. 48 divided by 6 will give me 8 inches, which I use for this place. I divided my 8 inches into 2. I got 4. I use it for this place. The reason why I fold this place, it won't give me an accurate measurement to cut the two sides of the pieces if I open it. So it's better to fold my fabric together to cut this, which I have done. You could see it now. Then same thing applicable to your hip. Hip circumference measurement plus 10. 10 divided by, it will 10 plus 47, it will give us 57. 57 divided by 6, it will give us 9.5, which we have used for this place. Likewise, the lean line. This lean line, I want us to know that we use our hip circumference measurement to get this place. To get that place, my hip circumference measurement 47 minus 4 inches gave me this place plus 10. Then now divide it by 6. Whatever you get is what you are using for this place. Then the next thing, I'll be cutting out my skirts. This is it. I'm done with the cutting. As we can see, I'm using this one to cut out the rest, except the back that is different. So now I'll place this one on another fabric. The fabric here is already on fold. This one is on fold. I will just place this. I will just place this on it just to cut out another one. You don't need any calculation again. Just cut it out from the done with the cutting. Now I'm done with the cutting. 1, 2, 3, 5. These are the 5 pieces now. So now for the center back, I'll be cutting the center back. The center back is going to be different. Why is it going to be different? We are adding zip allowance to the center back. So the next thing, I will be taking this first one I cut fabric out of the 3 yards is already on fold. So now I will just place this one on it. I'll just place it. It's going to have godget at the back. At the front is going to be at the back. So I'll be marking 2 inches towards my knee length. Here is my knee length. That is the middle. Then I'll be using this my pattern master ruler to connect it. I'm done with the connecting. So from this middle, that is our knee length. You just put your ruler like this. Just put your ruler. You slant your hands towards the hemming line. You could see I slant this one. Just do it like so. Then you connect it to the half length. Just like this. So in order to give us shape here, you have to come inward by 0.5. Just come inward by 0.5 like this. So you connect it with what we can see. Just connect it like this. Then same thing applicable to the upper parts. The upper side, I mean, not upper parts. Hope you can see. So at this sling length, you come in by 0.5. Then you connect it, you blend it with the former line. Then same thing applicable to the down. Then the next thing, we cut out our back parts. Hope we can see. On a normal skirt pieces, we don't usually add this side, add any gorgets to this side, but I added gorgets to it because the style the client pick is just like this. So now, that is the reason I'm sharing this video, that I saw something different to what I've shared. Update version of 6 pieces skirts, and I love it. What really make the back part different is the zip allowance. So now we just notch the back part. Then make sure you notch this your nail line. I'm done with cutting of my 6 pieces skirt. Then do my knee, or I will stop it at the knee line. Let me check the length. So I can still make it 23 and a half. 23 inches is okay for my lining. So when I join this finish, I'll add my lining to it. See, the next thing, the first thing I'll be doing now, I'll first go and stitch the first 3 pieces for the back and the first 3 pieces for the front. Just how to join it. This is one piece. Just take it with another one. You make sure the wrong side, the 2 right sides faces each other like this. You place it on each other like this. Then from the waist, from this up, from the waistline to the hemline of the skirt, just take 0.5 and stitch it down. Then same thing applicable to the other side. The only place that we are going to stitch more than 0.5 is for the back part, because we have added 2 inches for the zip allowance. Here is it. So we are going to stitch in our 2 inches here. Then we'll now cut our lining. Let's stitch it. Now I'm done with the stitching of my skirt. I want to show us, I've joined the first 3 pieces together. Here is it. As you can see inside, I just, based on our calculation, I stitch in 1 inch, 0.5 from this side, then 0.5 from the other side. So I stitch it together. You must not exceed what you had to your measurements. Not only that, here is it. I'm done with this. You can see the yarn is very full this side. So what I'll be doing now, my lining, when I'm done with that, then I'll go and stitch my lining. I've told us to cut lining is very simple. Just fold your lining the way your fabric is. Then place your material on your cut material on your lining. Then you trace it out. That is how to cut lining. It's very simple. I'll cut this one for us to see how we can cut our lining. It's very simple. But I'm using half lining for this tutorial. I'm not using full lining. If at all you are cutting full lining, just make back. I'll be cutting back part first. Now, as you can see, I'm just tracing it out. There's nothing much in cutting lining. Just it one by one. I'll place this one on this. Then I will open a stitch here from this place down to the end of the lining. Same thing to the other side. That is how I'm going to do that. So I'll go and do that now and show it to us. Then I will cut the front lining as well. Now for the front part of our did to the back part. Then I'll cut it. Done. As I've said earlier, it's very easy to cut lining. Now I'm done with my lining. Then there's one thing I want us to know about this front part. Based on our measurements, we have calculated 1.5 for the side sewing allowance. That is for the sewing allowance. Then I will come to the middle of my skirt here. To this middle, I will mark 1 inch downward. Then I will use my pattern ruler to connect it to the waist line. Just gently connect it. Our waist is not straight. we are shaping out that place. But for the back, we don't need to shape it out. Now I've stitched my lining with my skirt. Here is it. So this is the back part. Likewise the front part. What I'll be doing now, I will go and stitch my zip. I've just run a stitch down to join the back together and fix my zip as well. The type of zip I'm using, I'll be using 9 inches for the zip length. Then from that place, I'll open a stitch here like this, then to the hemming length. Then I'll be stitching the both sides as well. Yeah, this is our skirt. I've joined the 3 panels for the front part. I've joined it together. Here is it. This 1, 2, 3. This is the 3 panel for the front. That's for the front, and I've stitched my lining. This is it. You can make your own lining to be full, but for this tutorial I'll be using half lining. So I'm done with this one now. Then for the back part, I've stitched, you can see, very beautiful. The next thing I'll be doing now, I'll be joining the back panel with the front panel. I'll be stitching the 2. How do I do that? You measure your waist measurement here. Just measure your waist measurement. Your waist circumference divided by 2. Let me use this 38 inches here. So whatever remain here, I got 3.5 inches here. This is 3.5 inches divided into 2. Just fold your tape measure to make it accurate. Then you place it here at the other side as well. That is what we are going to stitch in for our side, our skirt side. That's what we are going to stitch in. Then you measure here on that 9 inches that we mark our hips. I'm just trying to show us how to stitch skirts. So now from the hips, our hips is 47, 40 here, divided by 2. Then you divide it, you share it for the both sides. Then same thing happen to the waistline. So I'll go and I'll be fixing my zip now, then stitch the both sides together. Then I'll bring our skirt back to us. But we put it on Mrs. Carrie's to see how it looks. Thanks for staying tuned. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Now I've stitched the both sides and our skirt is ready. Here is it. This is the gorget at the back. Very beautiful. Now what I'm going to do now is that I want to show us that I'll be folding it from the zip line like this. So this is the front part and this is the back part. As you can see, the zip, that is the front part. Then from here now, I'll be checking my 43 here, which I'll be marking here. This is 43. Turn it like this so we can see the down, we can be able to sew it. So what I'll be doing now, I will just shape this one out towards the gorget. So now after folding it like this, then you just shape from the front to the back. You slant your hands towards the gorget part. This I'll now stitch. I'll just hem in the down parts. Then Miss Carrie will wear it with on her. Thanks for staying tuned. God bless you.